Hi, thanks so much for stopping by today. My name is Anna, and today I am attempting to make a very cute craft. This is like a world map snowflake. It's got sparkles, it's got some really pretty things. I'll show you the picture here. That's what was sent to me, and I was super excited to try to make this. So I definitely went up and picked up a few supplies. I printed out a map, double-sided, so that I could use that. If you already have one, you're already a step ahead, but I'm excited to see how this turns out. I started by taking my map and cutting it into a whole bunch of strips. I used the lines on my map, but you can really just do any strips, and then I decided to cut these strips in half again. So I ended up with strips that were about a ½ inch thick. After I had my strips cut to ½ inch, I went ahead and trimmed the ends to get rid of that white where it didn't print all the way to the edge. They were about ½ inch wide, as I said, and then they were 11 inches trimmed down, probably about 10, then I cut them in half. So each individual strip here is about 5 inches long. Once I had them cut, I went ahead and started gluing them to loops. And I did this to 6 individual ones. I put them underneath my container of sparkles just to get them to help the glue set really well. For the next part, I went ahead and cut another set of 6 in half, and then I went and trimmed them another inch shorter than the others. So I want to say my first loops were about 5 inches into a loop, and these were about 4 inches long. We want our second set of loops to be a little bit smaller, and you'll see why when we go to lay out the design. Once they were all dried, we got to go ahead and put together our shape. So I'm using the big loops first to lay those out, 3 facing each way, and then I'm filling in between the bigger loops with the smaller loops. It's always a good idea when you're making something to go ahead and lay it out first before you put the glue on it, just to make sure you really like the way that it's looking, and before gluing you can adjust it if you need to. So I had made some extra small loops, and I tried laying those out to see if I liked that look better. I had seen several where they put different size loops to make the snowflake, so I really just wasn't sure. I tried several different things, but I ended up liking the medium loops the best, and only 1 medium loop in between each larger loop. I hope you can see it as I lay it out and it makes sense to you. Once I had the layout I liked, I started laying a larger loop and a smaller loop together and gluing all those. And then I let them sit and dry really well before I went back and started gluing each of those loops together. To glue all of these pieces together, I got a small little piece of map that was extra, and I put a whole bunch of glue on that so that I could glue them all to that small little piece. There weren't a whole lot of edges to glue all these pieces together, so I kind of wanted just one firm piece on the foundation that I could start putting all of these to. I could have used a small piece of cardstock, and that would work too. You just want something small so that it's not really noticeable from the top, but definitely helps the glue have something to dry onto besides just the edges of the paper. I put lots of extra glue on, and then I put a weight on top just to hold the paper in place while it dried. The ones I had seen online that I got inspirations from had something in the center. I wasn't sure I was going to, but as I was doing this, I saw that it really needed something right in the center to cover up where all the pieces of paper came together. So I went through my stash and I pulled out several small pieces of bling buttons I had. I had some heart buttons, I had an aqua button, so I just put a whole bunch on there until I decided which one I liked the best. And then I put a whole bunch of glue on the one that I liked the best, stuck it onto the middle, and that also really helped keep this ornament together because it gave another part that I could put a lot of glue on to glue onto all these pieces. Once that was very dry, next came the fun part of adding the glitter. I decided to use Q-tips to apply the glue to the edges of my snowflake. Because my snowflake edges of the paper were so thin, I was really trying to decide whether I just put the glue directly on there, whether I go ahead and try to spread the glue out and drag the snowflake over it. I was really put a lot of thought into the decision to use a Q-tip. This is a tip that I like to do with little kids, is instead of putting the glue directly on their project, have them use a Q-tip to apply it. So I thought I would try it, and I will say I really like how this turned out. I think I could have gone a little bit heavier on the glue in some places, but I really like this. I just put the glue on the edges of my paper and then put the glitter over it, and it turned out really, really well. Of course, I didn't let any glitter go to waste. All the extra I ended up folding my paper and putting back into the original jar for my next project. I added an aqua ribbon to hang it on the string, just a simple loop, tied that up, and I declared my snowflake ornament done. I love the way that this turned out. It is so pretty. This would make a great gift for someone who loves to travel or in memory of a trip that you took. I think that turned out so well. I am thrilled. It is beautiful, it is perfect, it fits with my decor. So I really love the sparkles and just the aqua ribbon, everything about it. I think mine turned out pretty close to the original, so I'm definitely thrilled. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great handmade Christmas.